This has been another one of my favorite EDC knives for years. And yet you've never seen it in front of the TMP camera. I guess I should have done the review in 08 or something. Why didn't you, Nutnfancy? I don't know. No good reason. I've used it a lot. I purchased it in 2004 and I think it's been discontinued. You might be able to find it in some other form out there. This is the Vtech Titan X2. The reason I'm reviewing it now in 2012 is because it gets so many things right for an EDC knife. And I've referred to it in some ways during other reviews. And I'll show you what I mean as we go along. I'm going to start off with philosophy of use, and that is an EDC blade. And I'll get right to it. As an EDC blade, it has very sharp and excellent jimping, or jimping. Very few small EDC knives do that. This one did, and it got it right. Okay, it's not a tactical knife, we'll just leave it at that. I guess at this point, collectible, since at least with this branding, it's hard to find. Again, you might find it out there. But as we leave POUs, it's going to be EDC, maybe collectible. Size and weight is outstanding, mainly because it's a pillar constructed knife. 2.8 ounces. And after all these years of use, look at the blade centering while we're there. Retention. Excellent. Can you still shake it out? Yep. Look at the blade. It's hollow ground. It's not full flat ground, but it's 440C, by the way. Not usually my overall favorite, but their formulation is pretty excellent. The clip blade is perfect for EDC, I know, because I've used it as such, as you can tell. Blackened too, which I think adds attractiveness to it, at least in this version. I like that. As it came from the factory, if memory serves, it didn't have a wicked edge on it, and I had a friend, Zach Wood, reprofile it for me. And so he backed that leaf edge up for me back in 2004, making it so much easier to sharpen. Right now it's extremely sharp. So the blade is about perfect for EDC. Same size we'll see in probably the Flash 1 series. I'll show you a few competitive options here if you're totally bummed you can't get this one, which you probably will be. Great, I wouldn't say great, but I'll say good blade steel, excellent blade shape, and the speed is excellent as well. Not because of those thumb studs, by the way, because they're kind of occluded by the handle. And they don't provide a huge amount of traction. It is ambidextrous at least, so I've really got to dig my thumb in. But when you get a purchase on the thumb studs, it comes out easily, quickly. Well, not so much on that deployment. Pivot point is adjustable, as you can see. It's under the clip there. Lockup is excellent. No issues whatsoever after all these years, man. That is so cool. I'm sorry, man. I should have reviewed this back in 08 when you could still get it. The handle construction is another win. Aluminum. Now, I would probably prefer to have matte black on it, but still it's pretty good. I'll show another pillar constructed aluminum knife that I have reviewed that's still out there I think you can get. Super light, super simple. I just love the simple knives, don't you? They're just simple, they're lightweight, there's less to go wrong. You can see all the pocket lint, I haven't blown them out. There's no attempt to provide any skeletonizing on that side. On this side, there's no steel liner, which is one reason why the knife's so light, and yet very strong. There's a lockup on this. Remember I talk about in my blade reviews, at least EDC knives, that if you use it in roll, you probably won't have any failure whatsoever, even though perhaps the locking liner might look pretty thin. This is one of the knives that I've had a lot of experience with that kind of leads me to believe that. It has a very thin locking liner on it, as you can see, and yet through a lot of use I've had zero problems with it. Not batoning with it, I'm not doing anything abusive to the knife, I'm just cutting with it, opening packages, food preparation, and in that roll, perfect. Traction is somewhat minimal on the glossy, I think it's anodizing on there. You do have a lanyard hole. Kind of Sebenza-like Don't you think? Small Sebenza-like in its approach. Maybe a knockoff on that. No sharp corners. See the stop pin right there? Ergonomics are excellent for the size, specifically because of that jimping. I'm going to give it a big plus for that. Initially, I wasn't totally digging the clip because it's forcing me to a tip down and it's not swappable. The good news is man, is it a deep carry clip. This knife buries into the pocket, and I'm glad because I've been hiking with it and it's never gotten lost. That's pretty much a perfect pocket clip, guys, right there. I mean, you might mill this out so you don't have a big thing there. I'm talking about a lip right there, but I've just never had a problem with it. Blackened would be preferred. Maybe they're going for contrast or a little bit of cost savings. Durability has been flawless as far as I can see. Since 2004, here comes some competitive options, since you probably can't find this awesome little knife out there anymore. I think at the time I bought it for around $36. This one's still available. How about the Gerber Ehrhardt Ranger 1? 2.6 ounces. Gerber steel, around 40 last time I checked. Pillar constructed. Same type of clip design, really. It's forcing us to tip down. Doesn't carry as deeply, but it's a very strong clip. Beautiful, lightweight pillar construction, aluminum scales. It's almost identical in handle construction. A little bit different in blade shape, a little bit longer in blade shape. And like that knife, I've reprofiled this one to make it a more gradual relief edge so I can actually get an edge on it. I still don't like Gerber steel that much. Ain't gonna lie to you. You haven't seen this one for a while, right? OD smoke coloration, aluminum scales. 2004 I got this, and this is in 420 stainless. Very delicate tip, great for infield surgeries. Just a good looking, lightweight, classy knife. Doesn't carry quite as deep as I'd like. I do like that pocket clip. Same one we see on the Blur. That's a good option though. It's going to be a little bit more money nowadays, and you're probably going to have a hard time finding that coloration. Next up, and I don't know if you've seen this coloration. Try that again. Skyline 1760 in TMP multicam. That's a reference standard for me for EDC. Oh, you saw it now. That's a prototype. Crap, I probably shouldn't have shown this on the video. Now everyone's going to be screaming for it. Too late. So this is an awesome blade. Referenced in so many ways. Now made a 14C28N. It's not really pillar constructed like the Vtech is, but it's an excellent option and one that thousands of TMPers have chosen. Lots and lots. I just reviewed this one. Highly recommended. This is the Camillus G10 drop point catalog. I think, I'm just going off memory, 18668. It's going to be heavier at 3 ounces, but it's pillar constructed, classic drop point, VG10 steel, sadly no jimping. Wah, wah. Lanyard hole. I love the scales on it, how they're milled. Couple competitive options for you. Sad that it's gone. Again, you might find it out there. I just did a quick Google search. I didn't really see any retailers carrying it anymore. I think at the time I bought this from Newgram, but it's long gone now. It's an awesome knife. Awesome knife. That's a Nutnfancy quick look at the Vtech Titan X2. See ya.